Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing somewhat of a recap video. Now that the Walking Dead television series has ended, we're going to be counting down the top 10 greatest episodes, the best episodes of the series. Alright dudes, so definitely this is a video that we wanted to get to now that the Walking Dead television series has finally finished its legendary run. Series ran from 2010 with its first season to the end here now for 2022. So 12 awesome long years of Walking Dead and 11 seasons with extended episodes. So this one, top 10 best, honorable mentions. And I want to say this is such a difficult list to go ahead and put together. Everybody has their favorite episodes for Walking Dead, episodes that they, personally really enjoyed, and some that they like watching back. And it's kind of different for everybody, but I'll try and give you my best, kind of list here, considering they did do 177 episodes of Walking Dead. Wow. So 177 episodes to try to pick from, and we're going to just go with 10 in this video. I guess we could expand upon it later if you guys want to, maybe in a live stream or something. But yeah, so top 10 best episodes, honorable mentions. So some of these for honorable mentions were on the list for The Walking Dead's top 10 best episodes, but because of the last couple seasons, they have now been pushed kind of off the list. Or some of them maybe I used to enjoy more, and I think you guys did as well too, but maybe they did something later on that kind of affected a prior episode's position and kind of adjust the way you kind of would look at it at this point. So some of the honorable mentions, I'll go with The Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 14, The Grove. This one was, for a long time, rated as the best episode of The Walking Dead, I think. Or it's definitely one people really, really enjoyed with Lizzie and Mika, Carol and Tyrese. Then we have Pretty Much Dead Already, Season 2, Episode 7. Another freaking awesome episode. Used to be on every list I would do up until just maybe a couple years ago for the best episodes. The Walking Dead Season 5, Episode 16, which is called Conquer, which was a really great episode as well too. This was like the reuniting between Morgan and Rick in this episode, Alexandria. So that one's really, really a special one, really great one as well. We had Here's Negan, which was really awesome in the extended episodes. Definitely the best episode out of the extended episodes, I think, was Here's Negan, so that deserves a mention. JSS, which is Season 6, Episode 2. A lot of action in that one, a lot of fighting and wolves and stuff, really sweet. What Lies Ahead, which was a Season 2 premiere episode, awesome episode. Season 3, This Sorrowful Life, which was an awesome episode for Merle. And from The Walking Dead Season 10, Look at the Flowers. So now into just the 10 episodes that I feel like really have to be on this list. Some of the ones that are the most memorable, maybe the most shocking, like the most important episodes that if you're a Walking Dead fan, you definitely will want to see or maybe watch back, maybe check out. In the 10th spot, we're going to go with The Walking Dead Season 3, Episode 4. This one is for Killer Within. This episode is really amazing. I think that this is one where after you got to this point in The Walking Dead Season 3 with Lori, with Carl, with Rick, and all of the others, I think this is where The Walking Dead started to become like a really special series. The first 2 seasons were amazing, right, when we got started. But then Season 3 just hit things, hit it running, and the pacing was incredible. It was so exciting. And this is one of the saddest episodes ever with the way it ends off for Killer Within. What an awesome episode. At number 9, the 9th spot, we're going to go with The Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 12, Better Angels. So I felt like this one kind of has to be on here because this is one where, with 18 Miles Out in this one, with Shane and kind of how important he was in the first couple of seasons of the series, The way we got to see John Bernthal come back later on for some scenes with Rick, which were really great. I feel like we've got to put a Shane episode in the list somewhere. So I'll put it here with Better Angels. It is an awesome episode. And again, at the end of the second season, getting into the third season, this is where we started to see like, wow, this series is really unbelievable, really amazing, right? So definitely got to put, so shocking, definitely got to put this one here. Number 8 is going to be Thank You. That's The Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 3. I still think this is one of the best episodes of The Walking Dead ever, even though, you know, like it's kind of a fake out and what have you. But even though it was so damn exciting. And the response and the fear of the zombies and everything in it, freaking amazing, dude. And everybody loves Glenn, right? So it was so cool how they did this. It was so crafty, and they fooled basically everybody with it. So I think that this was just an incredible episode. You guys know that Season 6 is actually my favorite season, so I'll put Thank You on there at number 8. Number 7 is going to be The Calm Before. So this is Season 9, Episode 15. This one is freaking brutal, right? So this is after Rick had left. In Season 9, we're getting started with the Whisperers, and we got to see how savage they can be with a whole ton of character deaths, like the most they ever did, I think, in an episode. So it's unfortunate at this point that when you got into Season 9, there were not as many people watching as, say, in Season 7 for the Season 7 premiere, for example. But this was definitely one of like the most shocking episodes they ever did. And I feel like if they would have done something just like it earlier in the series, it would have gotten a bigger reaction. But so many people had kind of left in Season 7 and 8 after Season 7 that it didn't really get the same kind of response or reaction. But for the people that were watching, it was definitely absolutely shocking and really crazy. Number 6 is going to be What Comes After. So that's Season 9, Episode 5. I had this one at number 1, I think, for the last couple of years up until like just recently. And now that we've seen Rick return, and we find out they're doing a Rick series, which is great, but because they kind of canceled the movies, I have sort of moved this one, down on the list. That is to say, in lesser position. I've got it at number 6 for now. I think that makes sense. It was an incredible episode when we first saw it, so I think it needs to be on here. Rick's last episode where he leaves in the helicopter, and it was so heart-wrenching to watch it through because we didn't know if Rick was just going to be killed off or what they were going to do. Now, if they were going to be doing a movie and we didn't see Rick return, I probably would have this one higher still. But because it's going to be a TV series or a streaming series, which is going to be great as well, but I'm going to move it down a bit from closer to the top because now we've kind of seen him come back and everything. Number 5, going into the top 5, is going to be The Day Will Come When You Won't Be. So that's a Season 7 premiere. I've seen a number of lists that don't have this episode on it, but I couldn't release a list without having this episode somewhere in the top 10. This was the biggest episode in terms of ratings, and the most anticipated episode I have ever seen of any TV series ever. I mean, the amount of people that were excited to find out from the Season 6 cliffhanger who Negan had killed in that scene. It was unbelievable. They went with, 2 instead of just 1 with Abraham and Glenn, which was crazy. It was just like, this was The Walking Dead at its peak. Some people might argue it was too brutal, and so that's why a lot of people tuned out after. But, I mean, dude, the amount of hype that was for Walking Dead going into this episode, I've never seen it for any TV series ever. At least none that I'm interested in. Even like Game of Thrones hype and how that was exciting when it ended off. I've never seen so many people debating who they think it is and, what they think will happen. So I definitely think that this is a peak time for Walking Dead. One of the highest rated, most viewed episodes in cable TV history. Definitely for zombie type series or something like any zombie type anything. This was like the most anticipated thing I've ever seen in media for anything zombie related. So I got to put it there. Negan's freaking awesome. JDM kills it in this one. It's sad to see Glenn and Abraham go, but at the same time, it's like the most It's kind of the peak for Walking Dead for like as far as viewership goes, as far as interest goes. It's the peak episode. After that, it dies off quite a bit. But I got to put it on here at number 5 just because it was the most hyped episode of any series I've ever seen. Number 4 is going to be The Walking Dead No Sanctuary. So that's season 5, episode 1. This one is also one of the most hyped ever. Its viewership is close to the season 7 premiere as well. I think it was over 15 million U.S. viewers or something like that. That's 15 million, I said. It's just so many, right? It's just so much hype, so much interest in the show. Carol's awesome in this one. It's a fantastic episode. Rick is great. They kind of had a rocky relationship for a bit there in season 4, where Rick kind of like asked Carol to leave and stuff. So, this is a great one for Carol. And also considering they almost killed Carol off in season 3, to get to see what they did with her in No Sanctuary. And later on, too, there's other episodes with her, too, that are great. It's just fantastic, right? She's definitely one of the best Walking Dead characters. So this is an incredible episode. We got to put it on here. Plus, Terminus in that was really exciting, too. Number 3 is going to be The Walking Dead Too Far Gone. Season 4, episode 8. The tank, the governor, Herschel, Daryl, everybody who was involved in this one, Beth, Maggie, all the others, Michonne. This is like one of the best episodes of any series ever, for sure. It's epic. It's exciting. The tank is awesome. Getting to see the governor come back is incredible in season 4. The pacing is a bit different for season 4 than it is for season 3. But they just bring us a huge episode here where they like destroy the prison and everything. It's just flipping awesome. So it's definitely one of the most memorable, one of the most highlighted and rewatched episodes of The Walking Dead ever is Too Far Gone. So it has to be on the list. And up to that point, I feel like it's the biggest episode they had done. They hadn't really done anything like that prior, and it was just really exciting. Number 2 is going to be The Walking Dead Rest in Peace. This is the finale episode, The Walking Dead Season 11, episode 24. It's almost like season 12. The final episode for The Walking Dead. So yes, I am going to not only am I going to put The Walking Dead's final episode in the top 10, I'm going to put it in the second spot. And the reason for it is, if you watch a lot of the other episodes here back, Rest in Peace is a huge episode. They do so many different things in it so well. You get giant explosions, you get smart zombie walkers, which are unbelievable, and you get to see Rick and Michonne return. That is something, to get to see Rick return is something that we as fans have been waiting for the last almost 5 years now. And to get to see him come back in the final episode, even just for one scene, even though he's not reunited with the other survivors, it's still something special to see him come back. And also to see Daryl ride off in the sunset, to see a happy ending, to see things, a conclusion for Rosita and a lot of the other survivors. So exciting, so amazing. They threw everything at it. If you look at the other episodes on this list, they all have something awesome about them. And a few of them have several good things about them. But Rest in Peace has so many things about it that are really great. And it was, I think, important after this many years for them to really stick the landing for Walking Dead and give us a really great resolving episode, a resolution episode. And they did that with Rest in Peace. They gave us this really, really incredible ending episode that was, mixed emotions. It was sad, it was fun, it was exciting, it was hype to see Rick come back, to see Michonne come back. All the different things they did, all wrapped up in one episode. Yes, a lot of us maybe would have preferred to see, two halves to a season or something, and maybe seen the events in this episode stretched out further into a few episodes or something, and that would have been all right. But because they ended it off in these final 8 episodes, the amount of things they did in a few episodes, 8 episodes of part 3 of season 11 was really great. Really exciting, fast paced. They went through almost like the season 3, pacing, where they're going through characters quickly. But definitely that ending episode is like Too Far Gone, but bigger, and then does all kinds of other things with more characters involved, character deaths, and just everything all together. So really have to say that very, very happy with the way The Walking Dead ended off the original series. Really great. And that leaves us with our number 1 best episode of The Walking Dead ever. And I'm going to go with The Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 9, No Way Out. Now you might ask, like Trev, why do you think this one deserves to be in the top spot and not Too Far Gone and not No Sanctuary and not Rest in Peace? I think it's because this episode in Season 6 was just, like with Rick, Carl, everybody else, you had what I think of as like one of your best rosters of survivors, right? Everybody together, Daryl with the bazooka and everything else. Negan's being introduced. He's not quite there yet, but he's kind of starting to be introduced. There's a lot of hype for that coming later. The Saviors and everything. But just the amount of walkers inside Alexandria, getting to see Rick and the others, basically decide they're not afraid anymore. They're going to get out there and go kill off some walkers. It's like the ultimate zombie apocalypse episode. It's like the ultimate zombie apocalypse movie in an episode. You have the stuff with Jesse and some of the other survivors in Alexandria, just being devoured by zombies. It's sort of like, it's great to see survivors versus other survivors, right? And we see that a lot in Walking Dead, Terminus and different villains, saviors and everything. This one has a good mix, but it's like the ultimate zombie apocalypse, movie for me, right? And Carl gets shot and everything like that. Really, really shocking and everything. So it kind of does everything The Walking Dead, does best. But I feel like it's like a triumphant type of episode where instead of them always being afraid of walkers all the time, you see them transition in this one to stand up to the big bad, which ultimately, when it comes to Walking Dead, there's awesome villains, but the zombie is, the centerpiece. Really, if you think of the zombie as a centerpiece character, or zombies, plural, that's your kind of your ultimate villain, right? That's the one that's everywhere. That's the one that eventually is probably going to get you at some point, whether you're fighting the saviors and a zombie just happens to walk up and bite you, or Rosita's jumping here and she just happens to accidentally get, bitten by one while they're fighting Commonwealth or whatever. It's still a zombie apocalypse series. And if I think to myself, which episode did zombies the best, I think No Way Out probably has to be that one. For some reason, they just did an awesome job with zombies in Season 6. I don't know why, around that time. I mean, they did later too, but that was great. So that's my top 10 list of the top 10 best episodes of The Walking Dead ever. For the original series, let me know what your guys' are and why. Leave a comment below. Tell me which episodes for you do you think are the best, because I tell you, it's hard to narrow it down. Different sites like Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, others, they have completely different lists. Like they have some overlap, but because they did so many episodes, a lot of them are completely different. This is what I'll go with now that the series has ended. I think it makes sense, and I want to hear what you guys think and what your favorite episodes are, the episodes you think are the best below. Yeah, and that's it for this video, guys. If you liked it, please thumb it up below, share, favorite, subscribe at the bottom, and I'll see you guys again soon. As always, this is Trev, saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.